child.
The poop fairy.
Potatoes.
I just want to play guitar.
Chocolate chips.
Sure, whatever.
I know that.
Live from Command Center Alpha 1, it's the Our Big Dumb Mouth podcast. Now, here's your hosts, Midnight Mike, Juicy Joe, a.k.a. Flametown, and Gretchen.
Yeah, back that ass up.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to another fun-filled podcast adventure. Yes, my name's Midnight Mike. Gretchen is over there.
I am. I'm in the Joe spot tonight.
Yeah. Joe is standing in line for Ed Sheeran concert tickets. Ed Sheeran's triumphant return to music after him winning that lawsuit. So Joe is doing that. We wish him the best of luck.
I wonder how much Ed Sheeran tickets actually.
Oh, don't even ask. I bet they're going in the tens of dollars.
And
Remember,
congrats again to that guy for his pivot after the Harry Potter movies ended.
I remember a few months ago we talked about Bruce Springsteen tickets and Taylor Swift concert tickets, like being in the thousands of dollars because they're doing like dynamic pricing now. And dynamic pricing for concert tickets means whoever can pay the most will get the tickets. That's all it is. There's no set amount. It's basically whatever the market demands. And so I think they're like Taylor Swift tickets going for $15,000, $20,000. And it's just crazy.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you $14,000.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure Hulk has been ruining that dynamic pricing model.
That's his business. He likes to go on, get these tickets early, sell them on StubHub. That's what he does.
He's on their day one, raising the price for everybody.
I doubt Ed Sheeran commands more than $100 per ticket. I don't hear a lot of Ed Sheeran demand on the street when I'm out there. I don't see any of his T-shirts, none of that stuff. So who knows? Maybe we'll figure it out.
I'm going to spend the next few minutes looking up Ed
Please
Sheeran
do. You can look up that while I play some Alex Jones clips of the week. And this version, or this segment of Alex Jones Clips of the Week, is brought to you by 3 supporters of the show. Yes, we have Sean Ward. Thank you big time for supporting the show. We also have Miguel, Mean Tone. Thank you. And we also have Chris, a.k.a. Back SP52. Thank you guys for being longtime, hardcore supporters of the show.
And they're supporting only the Alex Jones Clips of the Week.
They might not be supporting other content. I don't know yet. It's indeterminate. Typically, the Alex Jones Clips of the Week are the fan favorite. We haven't read any of the headlines yet, so we don't know. It could be a big miss. We'll find out.
Be a part of the magic.
But yes, thank you for being a part of the magic. And let's see here. We got... we have a lot of different things. I don't know if... so there is a shout-out for Charlie Robinson and macroaggressions last Friday on Alex Jones. I didn't get a chance to grab it. We'll see if Gitz has this included in his rundown. We'll find out. But also...
So Charlie was also the ISO on No Agenda last week.
I know. Charlie's been all over the place. He did the wow on No Agenda. So a lot of macroaggressions. Charlie getting out there in a big way.
Yeah, but I don't think they credited him, though.
No, I don't think they did. Well, as I was listening to that ISO of Charlie, I was like, that sounds really familiar. It sounds like Charlie. And sure enough, it was. They should credit the ISOs there. That is a good way to get your name out there, but I guess that might be too much work for them. But here's the first one we got from Gitz. This is, he says, this caught my ears, hoping AJ would have a better response. This could be... Here we go. This might be it. What we're just talking about.
Is it okay if I plug somebody else that you guys carry on Bang That Video?
Sure.
But, I love your show. I love Owen Schroyer.
I love all the shows. I love it. That's why we love it. Who is it?
But if you need a little bit extra, Macroaggressions, Charlie Robinson is fantastic. And it's just an hour. I think he does 2 1-hour episodes a week. So it's, a good little supplement when you need a little bit extra to listen to when you've listened to all the other InfoWars shows. He's really great.
I will check it out, Matt. All right.
Whoa, there you go. Let me play it. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Gitz, for getting that. I'm sure Charlie really appreciates that.
Charlie's response was woot and fuck yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So, yeah, Charlie, congratulations on the half-hearted response from Alex on that.
It's something.
The non-committal, I will check that out.
I did hear that Alex Jones was pranked at some point in the past week. I don't know. We'll see if we have that. But here we go. Here's the montage from Thursday. Here we go.
A dad had sex with me in the shower. And anytime you want to commit suicide, we're happy to come by and take care of that for you. Get the full image of a man bending your 11-year-old son over in a shed and raping him in the rear end. I want to co-host a show with you. I want to have sex with you. I want to pleasure you. I wrote a book describing how to attack the U.S. Capitol and burn it down. If the neighbor wants to have sex with you in the shed, it's going to be great. Suck my titties. This is some type of AI garbage. What the hell is this? You see a top Democrat politician, they're having sex with children, bare minimum.
How do you know
which one you're going to pull an ISO of?
How does that come out just like in casual broadcasting?
So now I'm wondering at this point, are people submitting stories to Alex knowing that he will probably read through some of the text and then just say odd things?
I guess so.
Suck my titties.
Also, a lot of shed talk. A lot of
Yeah.
very suspicious, specific shed talk.
A lot of shed talk, doing awful things in the shed. I use my, I don't even have a shed. If I did, it would mainly be used for storing tools and various lawn care equipment, not for any kind of sexual acts. But
Well, that's what you get a second shed for that.
yeah, you get your spare backup shed for that.
Arthur Two Sheds Jackson. 2 people got that joke.
Well, here is Friday. Here we go.
All right, how do I pronounce the person from Tennessee? You know I'm stupid. Sablo, am I saying that right? I'm sorry. From Tennessee, go ahead. Needles, garbage, feces, and gay pride flags everywhere. Piss, crap, needles, everywhere. Pools of piss everywhere. There's a pile of human feces right there. There's another pile of crap by the door. What else you want to say, smart guy?
Okay, so that was probably it. There was right there at the end was probably the prank call on Friday. I'll see if I can grab that. It's a longer segment. And then we got Monday. Here we go.
Appreciate your call. I don't really agree with that, some of those things, and I think that was a prank caller. I like those guys. They're pretty nice. I saw feces on the ground twice in one day, Saturday. You better have the money or you're dead.
Wow. Okay, a lot of feces talk. I have to build a whole new soundboard.
Well, and the other one was 3 clips of piss.
Yeah, which I like. That's kind of our chant.
Piss. What the fuck? Piss. 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 Piss.
Piss Army. All right. What do? We do Monday. We need to do Tuesday. Here we go. Tuesday.
And I don't know how I go through the TSA checkpoint and have them ask me questions and grab my dick. I want to take this time today to say goodbye to everybody. To let you know I appreciate the fight you put up, and God's been watching, and that's what really matters here. This is a test. Things are so bad that I'd be a liar if I didn't tell you that what's being done is irrevocable, unprecedented, and beyond dangerous. They literally have to wipe his ass all day. He poops his pants. He doesn't know who he is. This is disgusting. They want to grab my genitals at the stupid airport.
Well,
Yes.
I'm curious, why does he choose to go to the stupid airport instead of the good airport?
Just tell them.
Suck my titties.
just go through TSA and say that. They want to check you out. There you go. Give me an invitation. And then we got Wednesday. Here we go.
And I love Joe. He's a good friend of mine. Lives right here in Austin. Anderson Cooper, he's hot. Google phalloplasty. It's all happening. It's too much to watch the videos, okay, of them chopping the penises up and cutting the uteruses out and cutting the breast off. But I'll show you photos, okay? Most people think of rape as sexy. Rape is hot.
Sounds like he was quoting what's-her-face.
Yeah, from Trump's deposition, Trump losing his civil
From
lawsuit.
his not guilty but somehow guilty
Yeah, Trump.
verdict.
Trump's had a lot of news recently. Like he lost the civil suit when
he didn't.
I thought he lost that. He owes $5 million.
He was held liable, but he was also they said he was not guilty of rape.
Oh, okay.
So he's a rapist who's not a rapist, but somehow is guilty of needing to pay money because he didn't rape somebody.
Okay. Well, okay. It's convoluted.
It'll get overturned on appeal.
And then Trump had that big CNN appearance last night, where it was a town hall meeting. It was just Trump. A lot of the Trump supporters were there, I'm assuming, and then a CNN host who's effectively kind of challenging Trump on a good number of things that he was saying. It was almost like she was debating Trump, and I caught this little thing that Trump said.
Her cat was named Vagina.
Please tell me you pulled just the vagina.
I don't. I have the cat and vagina, but I will cut it down. So we have that at the ready. Just a lot of things going on.
Is that true that the crazy lady's cat is named Vagina?
According to Trump, it is true.
According to True. Let me check Snopes. I don't trust you, Mike. Let me go to factcheckgov.com.
Huh.
Please do. Check it out.
By the way, the most expensive Ed Sheeran ticket I can find so far, $225.
Boom! Yay! They ain't no Taylor Swift, like $20,000 ticket.
Yeah, what the hell? You need Hulk to just start buying them all up.
The guy's on the downslide, man. He's on the back half of his career. What do you want? All right, let's get to some headlines. Let's get to some news. Let's get to some fun. All right. Go back to work. As everyone knows and cares, we have a new king in England. That is King Charles. And
King Chuck.
King
Isn't
Chuck.
Isn't that the movie with John Goodman, King Chuck? No.
King Ralph.
King Ralph.
King Ralph. That was a runaway blockbuster hit in the 80s. King Ralph. And that was like, I think if I remember that movie correctly, and I probably do, it was like King Ralph, or Ralph, was just living in the United States. He was some schlub who just so happened to have royal bloodline, and they needed a king, so they imported him over from the United States to England to be the king, and he didn't know how to act. He didn't know all the royal pleasantries and etiquette. He didn't know, and it was just one hilarious laugh after another during that entire movie.
I'm just laughing right now thinking about it. I'm not sure if I've ever actually seen that movie.
Oh, we should. We should
stop right now and just.
We should watch it on OBDM at some point in time. Just watch it all together. But here's speaking of kings, I got this headline over here. A coven of British witches and pagans pledge their allegiance to King Charles, claiming he is very pagan and supportive of their beliefs.
That's some good news on that front.
So there you go. We got some witches, witchcraft, pagans, all rallying behind the new king. This is good. Okay.
Do they go into why they think he's a pagan and supports them?
Well, we'll read through this article, and there's probably some documentation here. We'll find out. This is what the article says. I posted an important article last week detailing how King Charles III is the leader of the global sustainable development movement being implemented through the United Nations Agenda 2030 with help from the World Economic Forum. I noted in that article, come on, they do this to me every time. They give me a pop-up. I'm trying to read your article. I noted in that article his near-religious fervor in supporting the so-called Green Agenda, complete with its insane plan for total decarbonization that, if successful, would lead to mass starvation and depopulation of the planet. Taken to its extreme, this is a form of Earth worship, I reported. I don't disagree. A lot of these greenies do hold the planet Earth itself in higher regard than human life. I can kind of see that angle.
Definitely that. Yeah, they'll murder you for a tree.
And it goes on to say, let's not forget what took place at last year's United Nations COP27 climate conference in Egypt, when blatant pagan Earth worship was on full display. And maybe there's pictures of it there? Let's check it out. No, it's just a PDF. A very lengthy PDF. Okay.
Check out this PDF.
For more on this, see my October 25th article in which climate activist Dennis Meadows clearly explains in the video that the climate crisis can never be solved without drastic population reduction. Now comes this bombshell from the UK tabloid The Sun, which reports that witches and pagans from across the United Kingdom gather to cast spells in support of King Charles during a special coronation ritual ceremony. Now, during this coronation ritual ceremony, maybe you can find this, Gretchen. During this, on TV, it does look like there is some kind of witch or warlock walking in the background.
Oh, yeah, where Dr. Fauci showed up.
Something weird is going on there.
The goblin.
It could have been the goblin. But it was some kind of weird creature, like with a cape and a scepter walking in the background. It was very kind of ominous.
Here, this guy. Not Macho Man. Give me a second.
Not Macho Man? Let's bring him up on screen. Yeah, there he is. That hooded figure in the background was on TV as the coronation took place. A scepter, long black cloak, a pointed hood. Looks pretty crazy.
The goblin.
Fauci.
Could be. I don't know if it's Fauci. Does Fauci have that kind of attire? Does he wear that kind of stuff?
I think it's what he wears naturally, and then he has to put on his suit when he goes on TV.
Okay. But yeah, very crazy. So, according to The Sun, witches, warlocks, and pagans from across the United Kingdom gather to cast spells in support of King Charles during the special coronation ritual ceremony. The spells involved lighting blue, red, and white candles, burning incense, scattering rose petals, and giving magical gifts to each other on Coronation Day. Kind of sounds like this Christmas. Really.
Or some sort of orgy.
Oh, yeah, that too. Witches began to cast spells several days ahead of the May 6th coronation of King Charles. Julie Aspinall, a 58-year-old self-described pagan, a pagan witch, and the main organizer of the event, spoke in depth with The Sun. She said the witches' coronation ritual took place on the Festival of Witches and Pagans being held in Coventry over the coronation weekend. More than 2,000 people were expected to attend the festival, which featured a range of workshops from wand making and spell casting to crystal skull healing. Okay. I didn't know crystal skulls were used in healing. I've always just known crystal skulls to be these weird artifacts found like in the dry desert regions of like Central and South America.
And Dan Aykroyd's vodka.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is not a bad vodka. I've had it.
Drink it out of the skull?
I have. I've taken a swig out of the skull, sure. Got to. I mean, it's part of the charm of it. It goes on to say a series of night rituals were also planned, according to the official website.
Night rituals.
Night rituals, right next to the night
name
pickle.
for an 80s heartthrob ballad band.
Night ritual. Well, a series of night rituals were also planned according to the official website. Description of the event was stated, "We have been tasked by the Great Mother to teach the ways of the witch and pagan to those who need it. We work hard to develop young, curious minds, draw out and nurture natural talents." The event was organized by Aspinall and her coven, the Coven of Gaia. She told the king... she told the Sun that King Charles has always been very supportive of the pagan community. In her interview with the Sun, Aspinall stated, "We know King Charles is the head of the Church of England, but to us, he's very pagan in his beliefs too. His invitation featured on Green Man and lots of other pagan rituals. Is it invitation or invocation? It's invitation. Okay." I'm not sure. Green Man.
They're saying that there was pagan imagery on the coronation invitation. Oh, now I got to look that one up.
Here it is. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Here's the picture of it on screen. So the invitation for people just listening at home to the coronation it does feature a lot of greenery, a lot of bright, colorful earth type of colors, A lot of green twigs, foliage.
I think it's the Green Man.
The Green Man, and then there's a guy. It almost kind of looks like Swamp Thing. It looks kind of like Swamp Thing coming out of the bottom of the invitation.
Look at that face.
My guess is it's hard to say what the actual imagery was, but it's probably based on the legend of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight.
Well, his mother, the Queen, was adopted as a druid in Wales when she was young. Aspinall told the Sun, the royal family has always been supportive of pagan beliefs. King Charles is very much into saving the family, saving trees, nature, and that's how he lives, so we want to include him in the ceremony. Okay. So far, I'm not seeing anything like satanic in this, or at least not overtly stated.
They're really leaning on the nature thing that, Charles supports conservation, so thus he supports paganism. It's a stretch.
It's a bit of a stretch. But the Coven of Gaia's special coronation ritual took place on Sunday, May 7th, and involved witches and pagans gathering in circles and chanting their allegiance to Charles. Well, it's a little different than what happened to Trump when he was elected. I do remember that there was a coven of witches on TikTok that were in direct opposition to both times Trump ran for office.
Both times he was elected? Oops.
Well, I mean, one official time, and the other time, that dang old Biden won out somehow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, weird.
He did it. He got in there. You can't deny it. He got in there one way or the other. The guy's president. Mm-hmm. And, the witches on TikTok did not like Trump. So, but hey, how popular is witchcraft in 2023? Well, I just so happen to have an article about witchcraft and its popularity right now. And I got to say, just because I have a stepdaughter, she's on TikTok a lot, it is a big thing. Spirituality, witchcraft, all this kind of thing, huge on TikTok. And these kids are dabbling with things that they don't fully understand. They're just like using Ouija boards nonchalantly for like daily use. And personally, I don't think you should be doing that.
Well, at that age, they're impressionable, and anything that goes against, modern norms. So, established religion is not cool, but I'll read about paganism because that's cool.
Yeah. So. But here's the headline here: how many people believe witchcraft is real in 2023?
2.
No.
4.
No.
Maybe 4?
There you go. Maybe 4. No, there's a lot more than that. Probably, I would say 40 million. I would say
5.6.
It's a huge number.
Wait, before you scroll down, is this in the U.S. or worldwide?
I'm going to have to say worldwide, but I don't know. I haven't read the article. I would say it's in the tens of millions that believe in witchcraft.
At a certain point, you have to start asking how they're defining witchcraft.
Yeah, and just because you believe in it doesn't mean you practice it. And so I believe in a lot of this strange stuff. It doesn't mean I practice it. So, but we'll read this and see where the numbers really lie. I don't know. Maybe I'm surrounded by witches and I don't even know it.
12. I'm up to 12 now. 13. At least 13.
Where have I been for the last year or 4 months? In 4 months? Oh, stuff. This is the guy writing here from Stranger.
Wow, this is a riveting way to start an article. I'm already done with this one.
Yeah. Anyways, do you believe in Anyways, do you believe in the evil eye, a supernatural curse cast by nothing more than the unseen disgruntled glare? Believe it or not, that concept played a major role in a paranormal study published back on November 23rd of 2022 in the journal PLOS ONE, which involved a belief in witchcraft. You might think witchcraft, witches, wizards, and magic are all things we put behind us by now. But you would be mistaken, friends, as belief in the supernatural is holding on and possibly even surging. Titled Witchcraft Beliefs Around the World and Exploratory Analysis, the study looked at a number of people across the globe who truly believe in witchcraft and, by extension, magic and superstitions. The data set they used contained information gathered by a Pew Research Center study from 2008 to 2016 involving 140,000 people from 95 countries and territories in places both big and small. We found that over 40% of the world's population holds some belief in witchcraft. So I guess they're throwing in superstitions in there.
Well, yeah, and they also said, how did they, by extension, magic and superstition. So it's getting...
They're really like expanding the definition to cover a lot of different things.
This is also pre-pandemic, and we know now people only believe in science.
Yes. According to the study, beliefs varies from location to location, as you'd expect. One major example of these varying rates of belief, which researchers specifically highlighted, is the difference between Sweden and Tunisia, which believes
because that's how I compare things.
Which belief in witchcraft rests at about 9% and 90%, respectively. So Sweden, not so much. Tunisia, all witchcraft all the time.
Well, that's going to raise a question, because what's the religious breakdown of Tunisia, and could it just be that a significant amount of people that's their religion?
Yeah, and does superstition fall naturally in those religions? And because there's a lot of superstitions around every religion, but do they call them superstitions or religious ceremony at that point? They also discovered some correlation between belief in supernatural powers and how satisfied people are with their own lives, as well as with how often people experience misfortunes. The two strongest misfortunes were exposure to drought and the unemployment rate. The study suggests that belief in witchcraft may actually be a coping mechanism for dealing with such things.
Oh, okay, I got it. So if you get flooded, witchcraft.
Yes.
If you lose your job, witchcraft.
My car was set on fire.
The goblin.
The goblin set my car on fire. Again.
Also witchcraft.
Yeah.
The goblin.
Yeah, well, Tunisia is in the African continent. The African continent holds a lot of different belief systems that Sweden, for instance, doesn't have. So
Tunisia was also full of a bunch of crazy people who put some elephants on boats and crossed the Alps, went straight into Rome. What the hell?
Yeah, we'll do it for fun.
I'll show you bastards.
But what is witchcraft anyways? The study defines it as an ability of certain people to intentionally cause harm via supernatural means. So they're just saying it to cause harm.
That's a pretty narrow definition. I think that people would argue with that and say that's one aspect of witchcraft is the intentional harm.
Because I've heard of white witches, gray witches, black witches. The coven that we just talked about related to King Charles, almost said Prince Charles. Those appear to be green witches.
Green witches.
Yeah. The green witches.
That's right.
Following this definition, all of the surveys included in their data set asked a question regarding the evil eye, a method I found particularly intriguing. The full question was, do you believe in the evil eye, or that certain people can cast curses or spells that cause bad things to happen on someone? Their reasoning for this question was that it referenced both the evil eye curse itself as well as what they call the concept of witchcraft, allowing them to focus specifically on belief. Okay. So a lot of people out there believe in the evil eye. Like someone gave you the evil eye, someone gave you the crook eye. I think my dog gives me the evil eye sometimes.
Or the stink eye, or the skunk eye.
Yeah.
I have the photo up of Kramer getting the crook eye from FDR.
Oh, let's take a look at that. Oh, yeah, that's the one. That is the one that cursed Kramer. Yeah, absolutely. That's the one. So where are we going with all this? Okay, I'll scroll down here. A Gallup poll that I shared back in October 2021 also pointed to an increase in belief in spacecraft from other planets, with about 41% of U.S. adults believing so. Perhaps this is the overall percentage of those who believe in the paranormal, right around 40%.
Wait, are they saying that witches come from outer space?
No. This is a totally different poll.
Well, why is it in the same article?
It's going. They're going down here, and they're like talking about strange beliefs by large populations of people. They
just shifted subjects without any sort of transition there.
Well, I scrolled down to like the last few paragraphs here because he's going on and on and on and on.
He's just prattling on. Yeah,
he was going on about TikTok and TikTok witches that I mentioned, and then
TikTok witches, huh?
Yeah, TikTok witches, and then which is a huge population. and then the belief in UFOs, and then goes on to say, in the end, there's always middle ground. And that middle ground lies in the word maybe. He goes on to say, I'm an absurdist. After all, I don't know what the heck is going on. So there you go. Okay, so witchcraft, very popular today in this world. Yay! According to their definition. Hell, I think someone can give you the evil eye. I don't know. I mean, I've encountered some pretty strange people out there. I'm not going to discount that. And
definition of an evil eye versus like a crook eye.
One of my former bosses, she was a self-proclaimed witch. And if you made her mad or did something behind her back, she would go, like, at night, go to a bar, this, like, creepy little bar, and she would cast hexes and spells on people. I don't know if it worked, but I got incredibly sick once when I was working close to her. I know other people lost their jobs. All coincidence probably, but she was under the belief like her hexes and curses were working, and she's probably still practicing witchcraft today as we speak.
Oh, wait, so you said she was your boss?
Yeah.
But other people lost their jobs because of her witchcraft or because she just fired them?
They lost their job to any number of reasons. It was 2007, and I worked in the real estate market. So, right before the big crash.
You were trying to flip houses?
I was marketing. I was trying to market for people flipping houses.
That was 2 layers removed from house flippers. Were you the crappy guy who showed up to install new cabinets and you didn't?
No, I was in marketing. I was in the marketing department. I didn't have anything to do with renovations at all. I designed stuff for real estate brokers, who are the worst clients, by the way. They don't know.
Did you design the signs they hang on the side of the road? And were you the one who came up with the phrase "not haunted"?
No, I should have though. That's a good selling point.
No witches.
No witches. Hey. Definitely not haunted.
Probably.
All right, we'll move on here. Enough with the witchcraft. I'm going to do some follow-up and some world news. All right. Well, this is some news. I guess this is some current events right here. I'll play this over here. Let me get my audio leveler.
By the way, before I forget, I do have one potential semi-paranormal related story and one follow-up news story.
Oh, okay.
And I always seem to forget that until we get to the goofball news.
Well, after I play this one, let's hear it. I'm going to play this right here. Here we go.
Joe Biden's bid to run for the presidency again in 2024 has hit a major roadblock. Inconvenient questions have now been raised about his family's business interests. The allegations are that he used his influence to peddle money from foreign entities, including from countries such as China and Romania, and this happened, we must make it clear for our viewers, during his tenure as the vice president under Barack Obama. So the question is Joe Biden guilty of having used his influence to promote his own family's business interests? No. Well, the House Oversight Committee has in fact made some pretty alarming revelations. Now take a look at this memorandum. It says that Biden's, along with their associates, managed to rake in at least about $10 million in terms of foreign currency. You heard it right. $10 million.
Okay, I need money.
So how did the Bidens get away with that? Through a meticulously plotted plan by creating a complicated web of more than 20 shell companies.
Coach.
16 of them were limited liability companies, and they were in fact formed when Joe Biden was the vice president of the United States of America, and they were handled by Joe Biden's associates. Now, what was the purpose of these companies? Well, the purpose was simple. It was to hide the source of cash, to disguise the illicit, if not illegal payments, and nothing else.
Your child.
Now, foreign money was allowed to freely flow into these firms, and later this money rolled into the different bank accounts to land into the wallets and purses of the Bidens in the end.
Now, I've heard different things on this. Like, there is no smoking gun yet. They have some paper trail. There is nothing concrete. There's a lot of speculation, some paper trails. They don't have everything that they need to get Joe Biden. You know anything about this, Gretchen?
I know Joe Biden is as crooked as a ramrod.
That's, I mean,
There's been they're trying to track what's the term here, laundered money through a bunch of shell companies coming through China, and there's like a huge amount of red tape, a huge amount of bureaucratic tape trying to funnel this money around, and they named a whole bunch of the Biden clan as being recipients of it. Whether or not they knew that or not, their names were attached to it. Of course, Joe Biden wasn't magically. And there was some comments about how, well, they couldn't tie this to the president, even though like everybody in his family was tied to it. So,
well, where's Tim?
He's got the money.
Tim Biden, he has the money.
Yeah.
Mom, is she here?
No.
I mean, if this same exact thing was tied to Trump, they would be all over it 24/7, nonstop. You'd have every expert from the financial area detailing out with all the charts how this worked and all the stuff. But it's Biden, so it's cool.
Huh. So the Republicans got a lot of paper. They need some more stuff. Well, in this headline here from New York Post, FBI refuses to give Congress informant file alleging Biden took bribes as vice president. So this goes all the way back. They were
subpoenaed for this, and they just didn't turn it in.
Yeah, so the FBI, I think they were subpoenaed, and then the FBI basically said, go F yourself. We're not giving you anything. It's pretty heavy duty. So the FBI concluded, we hope, as this helps you understand, that keeping this kind of source information free from the perception or reality of improper influence and preventing the redirection of this information for non-law enforcement or non-intelligence uses is necessary for the FBI's executive execution of our law enforcement and national security responsibilities. So one of the Republicans, Comer, slammed the FBI for stonewalling, but he did not immediately announce further steps to acquire the document in question. Congress has the power to apply financial pressure to the agency and can also use litigation to enforce its order or attempt to shame officials through contempt votes. So I don't think shame's going to work. I don't think budgets is going to work. You got to just go after him with everything you got legally. There you go. So there's a battle going on, and this all goes back to when Joe Biden was vice president under Barack Obama. That's it. It's all going back then. How many years ago was that?
Well, 2000. It's 2008 to 2016. But yeah, famously there was the thing about him demanding a shakedown money from Ukraine to fire people and all that stuff. But no, that never happened. That's different.
Look, I mean, the guy has been in government almost his entire life. You don't think he's like as corrupt as they come? And like, how does he get so much money? How does he get so much money? And I saw some response online. Like, I go on Reddit and look at the responses.
Yeah, what's the mental gymnastics on this?
While it looks corrupt, everything he did was done legally. Like creating all these shells, all these corporate shells, and funneling money from one to another to obfuscate its origin. While it's legal, yeah, it looks a little scummy, but technically it's legal, and he can do it, and that's what they're saying.
Was he wrong? Was that frowned upon?
So I guess they're going to keep going, and then eventually the FBI will give him up, and Joe Biden will have to step down. And then he can't run. They'll probably try to let it go as long as possible until the primary seasons really ramps up, and then they'll pull the string on him.
And replace him with who?
Well, Kamala probably would be a good president for at least 2 months. 2 months.
I think she's too unpredictable from the standpoint of at least Biden will do what he's told and is an easy puppet for the establishment. I don't think Kamala is as reliable for that because she'll just start talking about random stuff.
Well, I think she's just going to be a stopgap between Biden's resignation until the election. And so,
you think he's going to resign before the election?
I think so.
Replace him with Kamala, but run a different candidate.
Yeah, they're going to run Gavin. Gavin from California.
Really think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's done enough damage to California. He might as well spread it out across the country.
They're like, look at that. He did a good job out there.
I mean, he's been on tour. He's been going all across the country. He's been on Twitter.
That's true.
And so he's really trying to get his name out there. He looks like a president. The guy is tall. He's got
looks like
that
a
hair.
restaurant manager.
He looks like a younger version of Mitt Romney.
Well, Mitt Romney doesn't look like a president either. So,
yeah, but that's what I think, and I think Alex Jones has a lot to say about Gavin Newsom. I think he actually at one time claimed that Gavin Newsom has a 2-foot long, you know what?
Toe? Finger?
I swear to God, I think Alex Jones said that at one point in time. A 2-foot long penis. Let me see if I can bring it up. Maybe I can't find it. I'll have to dig through my archives. But he was claiming at one point in time, yeah, he did have a big giant penis, Gavin Newsom. So I don't know if that means anything for the witches out there and the pagans, but the guy he can perform apparently. He can get the job done. So that's what I'm my speculation. All right, another little piece of follow-up news. Here we go. You guys remember that big train?
By the way, it looks like the stream died. You might want to check your connection.
It still looks okay over here. I'm not getting any sort of indication.
Okay. Yeah, we're good. It's back.
Huh.
Hiccup. It was Gavin Newsom. He's standing on things with his finger.
I upgraded my internet, so I now have
2 megabits.
2 megabits up, so now I can stream in 720p. Like, I pay a lot of money for internet. Like, I shouldn't have this problem. But you guys remember that the big train wreck in Ohio, East Palestine?
I remember the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. No one remembers this, but here's a follow-up on this. This comes from, I believe, ABC. Here we go.
Going to turn now to the company at the center of the February toxic train derailment in East Palestine, now saying they'll compensate the homeowners affected by it as another Norfolk Southern train derailed overnight. Our transportation correspondent, Gio Benitez, is tracking the latest for us. Good morning, Gio.
Hey, Michael. Good morning. Yeah, East Palestine owners have been calling for this since that toxic derailment just over 3 months ago. Those homeowners have said they will never be able to sell their homes for what they were worth before that toxic spill. Now, Norfolk Southern CEO says it will pay those homeowners for declines in their property values. Right. The company telling the U.S. Senate it will establish a fund for homes within a 5-mile radius of the derailment. And this morning, Norfolk Southern is still struggling with derailments. Just hours ago, another one, this time in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Thankfully, there were no injuries, and we're told only candle wax and salt were spilled, no hazardous materials. Meanwhile, on that fund for homeowners in East Palestine, the company said it will not wait. It will establish that fund immediately, Robin.
Sure, it's going to help a lot of families. All right, Gio, thank you. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos.
So this was posted 9 hours ago. So even more train wrecks and Norfolk continuing to spread the disaster across the country. There you go.
Well, so here's the question on that. They said they're going to compensate people for the value of their homes. Are they compensating for the
current value?
The current value, the market value? How are they assessing the cost of the home?
Was it the value of the home before the crash or the current value, and then they'll take care of any depreciation henceforth?
I'll tell you right now, depending on how they're going to price it out, I might be interested in buying most of that town.
You could get it for quite a deal.
I tell you what, I'll give you $14,000.
You'll beat me to it.
Maybe.
What do you think?
Maybe. All right. I mean, sure.
Just think about Hulk just calling people up, offering them $14,000 for random shit.
You could do a train match. You guys can wrestle on top of the burnout hull of the old train. I'd check that out. I'd get the Undertaker versus Hulk on top of a train in East Palestine, Ohio.
What if you built a ring right on the spot where they set fire to all that stuff?
Oh, God, it'd be great.
Let's do it.
Come out with 5 arms when the match is done.
You have to wear a mask the whole time.
Well, let's see here. When it comes to world news, I'll just do one brief little piece of world news over here. Here we go. Can't forget our people around the world. Here we go.
Now, hundreds of residents gathered in front of Rome's town
hall
on
these
Wednesday
clips from,
to protest against the recent measures
Mostly
introduced
India.
on polluting cars by mayor to combat air pollution. The recent limitations will ban relatively modern cars, including Euro 4 diesel vehicles, by November 2023 and Euro 5 diesel vehicles by November 2020.
This is in Rome, by the way, Rome.
What the hell is a Euro 4
However,
and Euro
the mayor
5
is expected
diesel?
to loosen the restrictions due to widespread protests, while Rome and many Italian cities are still exceeding air pollution limits and getting repeatedly fined by the European Union.
Methane and liquefied petroleum gas are much less polluting than a gasoline-propelled new car. This is obvious. I hope they will rethink these restrictions as they are completely illogical.
According to the European Environment Agency, air pollution remains the worst health risk factor in Europe, as it worsens asthma, heart diseases and strokes. The Italian Environmental Association also stressed in its 2022 annual report on air quality that Italian cities such as Milan and Rome repeatedly exceed particulate matter and nitrogen dioxide limits. Rome is heavily dependent on car-based individual transportation, while the public transit system lags behind many European cities, and the 3 metro lines serve just a fraction of Rome's commuters. This contributes to heavy traffic congestion in the city. Roman residents and car drivers are, however, asking for a slower transition to less polluting cars and to an improvement of public transport before imposing strict bans.
Who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck?
That's kind of my thought. Also, were they leaving the audio on for the stock footage they had, or were there people like in the studio with her shouting?
I don't know. It's not. So this Indian news agency, WION, I get a lot of news from them.
It's pronounced Wyong.
I like them because I try to get news about the rest of the world from from people that are not from that part of the world, to make it maybe seem as non-biased as possible.
Oh, I see. So you want world news, but you want world news from somebody from the other side of the world.
Correct. I want somebody on the opposite side of the globe reporting about the opposite side of the globe. So they have no real ties to it. Like, they don't care either way. I at least that's my opinion on it. Maybe
kind of my reaction too.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, they're just covering the protest there in Rome, and apparently people want to keep their what kind of cars are those? They're E5s. There's E4s. They love them.
Well, yeah. So I was looking that up. There's first European exhaust emission standard was introduced in 1970. So since then, they're now up to Euro 6 as of 2014, with the Euro 6D in 2017, and probably a Euro 7 coming soon, if not already.
Don't believe the 5.6.
Yeah. What happened to 5? Yeah, there was a 5. There's no 5.6.
5.6, no 5.6 Euro. Okay.
No. What's right 5.26, but not 5.6.
How dare they?
And the thing is, these use nonsense numbers. It's like, oh, well, you can only have 2.3 grams per kilometer of CO emissions. How the hell are you measuring that?
It's a wacky world, and we can only pray that King Charles will deliver us from this carbon madness.
By the power of his fingers.
Yes, his pudgy little sausage fingers. Jimmy Dean sausage fingers is what he got.
He's got his Jimmy Dean fingers.
Yeah, Jimmy Dean sausage fingers, what Prince Charles... Can you put up an image of Prince Charles' hands and his little sausage fingers?
and his little sausage?
Yeah.
It's for Southern people to eat with the breakfast, with the fried eggs and the T-bone steak.
Yeah, it certainly is.
And you got 3 men that weigh over 200 pounds apiece.
Yeah.
Goodbye. I'm a Texas man.
Let me find King Charles' little
sausage fingers.
No, let's get those up on the screen. Oh my God! Holy crap!
It ain't gonna work.
Got some sort of edema. I don't know how he gets his ring on and off.
Yeah, that ring's not coming off. You look at that ring; he's got sausage fingers. Those look like maple sausage, and we don't eat those.
Look at this one. Talk about poor circulation.
Maple sausages are for people in the north. Oh my God! Yeah, it looks awful. Holy crap!
Clearly got some sort of was it edema. What's the where your circulation isn't good in your hands?
I don't know. Do I have it?
It says sausage fingers. This is from a doctor. Sausage fingers are officially known as dactylitis. There you go.
Okay, dactylitis.
It's known as dactylitis or sausage digit. Is inflammation of an entire digit and can be painful.
Wow, so they literally call it sausage digit?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay.
I like to eat.
Okay, well, there we go. We learned more about his hands than I ever expected to ever know about his hands. But okay.
Oh, he's now king of the hands.
All right. Well, we're going to move on, and we're going to see what Cretched may have over there. I know you got some follow-ups, so let's follow.
And I also have a semi missing 411 story.
Oh, awesome.
All right, so do you want the follow-up or do you want the missing 411 story?
Well, I want the missing 411 story because I have some. Well, maybe I'll save that till Saturday. Yeah, I'll save it to Saturday. But go ahead. Let's do the missing 411 thing.
Missing 411. It's not an official missing 411, but it's got a lot of the same characteristics that we see in missing 411 stories.
Here we go. Here is the headline. Boy, age 8, survives 2 days in Michigan wilderness by eating snow.
That's some good news on that front.
Okay. Wow. Okay, good for him. Stay hydrated. 2 days. You can go weeks without food, but you got to have that hydration. An 8-year-old boy lost in the remote woodlands of Michigan survived for 2 days by eating snow and hiding beneath a log for shelter. Nate Nemi went missing on Saturday while camping with his family in the Porcupine Mountain State Park. He got lost while walking to gather firewood, sparking a 150-person search in an effort to rescue him. On Monday, he was found underneath a log. It said underneath his log, like he owned a thing.
It's my log. I brought it with me. I'm sleeping here.
Like he marked it, like a dog marks his territory.
This was a log until I pissed all over it. Now it's my log.
On Monday, he was found underneath his log in good health with about 2 miles from his camp. He had braved the elements by taking shelter under a log where he was ultimately found. Well, he really loves this log.
It's 3 times I mentioned this log.
Yeah. The boy told police he ate clean snow for hydration. Well, how do you know it's clean?
Well, because he marked his log, so he knows.
So he didn't pee on the snow. He peed on the log.
Yeah. Peed only on the log.
It might act as a repellent. Doesn't like human urine like repel certain animals? Like, I don't like that stuff.
Yeah, that's the idea. Is you mark your territory.
Exactly. So this kid's smart.
Yes.
Soon after the alarm was raised on Saturday, his mother thanked people for their support, but implored everyone to please stay away. It will make it harder to find him. What?
Also, leave the log alone.
That's my log, and it's coming home with us.
I'd like an interview with the log.
State police said the terrain is very remote and hilly with lots of standing water due to the time of year. Several roads were impassable due to the amount of snow. A team focused around 40 square miles in the park, eventually finding the boy. He was reunited with his family, police said. It'd be kind of messed up if they didn't reunite him with his family.
We found him. You're going to reunite him? Nope.
Take him and his log to jail. You need to go to jail.
We're going to ship him to another family.
Yeah,
he needs to go to jail.
You know how much effort and money we spent trying to find you, kid? And if you can't pay up, you're going to jail.
So they used to do that in the, and I think they still do, a lot of areas that do alpine skiing, if you go out of bounds and they have to come rescue you.
Yeah.
They stick you with the bill, which I agree with.
If you're taking unnecessary risks and you're expecting them to spend $250,000 to come rescue you, well, you got to pay up.
The sheriff shows up with their helicopter and all these guys on snowmobiles and they finally get you. They're like, all right, you good? All right, yep, here's the bill. Have fun with that.
Yeah. Good luck.
I'm a girl. I got a boyfriend. I'm happy.
I meant to play. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean to play that. I meant to play this.
I really need some money.
I didn't mean to.
Thought you had one of him saying something about a log.
No, I didn't. No. I have him. I have him talking to a log.
Suck my titties.
What? Good Lord.
He likes kinky stuff in the woods. We all know that. Things get kind of goofy out there. Well, it's good the boy was found. I'd like to hear an interview with the boy and to see if there were any helpful bears or wolves or anything like that that visited him during that 2-day period. Now, this kid was 8, not typically the age of a missing 411 disappearance when it comes to kids going missing, being found again, and then having a story about a helpful bear. Typically, that's toddler age up to 6. 8, they can communicate pretty well and probably have a good idea of what they're seeing. At least you know. No,
he's pretty specific about this log.
He does like the log. In fact, the family should take the log, bronze it as his little safety blanket. I mean, I think that log saved his life. That's a hell of a log.
I wonder if they could put it up vertical in the front yard, and then they could get the local city to complain about the 7-foot log in their yard.
Oh yeah, like the 7-foot penis that they complain about.
Yep.
Yeah. Remember this?
What rolls downstairs, motor and pairs, rolls over your neighbor's dog. What's great for a snack and fits on your back?
Fits on your back. Log.
Hey kids, start jumping up and down like idiots, because look what's new from Log this time. It's all new Action Log.
Oh, wow.
Realistic facial.
This isn't the original one.
What is all this stuff? Action Log for adventure with these great new action outfits.
Log from Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah,
This
but
is
that's not
what
the
I
original
want. This is
Ren and
what I
Stimpy
need.
log. That was
Yeah.
the second one.
Yeah. Well, this is what came up. Maybe this is the original.
Hey, kid, you want a toy?
Yeah.
How about a bike?
Yeah.
No.
No.
A video game?
I want the song. Give me the song.
Oh boy.
Yeah, your searching is terrible for this.
What rolls downstairs, motor and
I want
pairs,
the
rolls over
song.
your neighbor's dog. What's great for a snack and fits on your back? It's log, log, log. It's log, log. It's big, it's heavy, it's wood. It's log, log. It's better than that. It's good.
Goddamn fucking piece of shit.
You're gonna love it, log. Come on and get your log. Everyone needs a log.
Log from Blammo.
They suck.
Return my log.
Well, there you go. Kid got his very own log. All right. Let's do another one.
Play, Drumjut, human.
Yeah, I got a little time.
All right, so this is a follow-up story, and I don't remember exactly when we covered this, but I'll get this in a carrot shop for you. It was probably at least a year ago, if not longer, when this whole thing started, and we covered it, I think, twice, kind of as it worked its way through the court system.
Yeah, we covered this kind of news, and this is where we really excel, as covering specifically this type of news.
Apparently, it was 2 years ago, January of 21, I think.
Okay, well, good. We finally got resolution. Maybe. A woman who sued over Subway Tuna seeks to quit case. Subway demands sanctions. Wow.
That's a huge piece of news.
Well, she come this far, and she's quitting now? Needs a carb load. Need to get some energy from Subway. Can't quit now. You've come too far. You can't quit. A California woman suing Subway claiming its tuna products contain ingredients other than tuna wants to end the lawsuit because she is pregnant, prompting Subway to demand her lawyer to be sanctioned for bringing a frivolous case. Just because you're pregnant, you're stopping the suit? That's no way. You got to keep going.
Now that she's pregnant, she can't be eating 27 Subway tuna sandwiches every day.
Yeah.
Sue everybody.
I think you need to expand your lawsuit to other people, too. But Nilama Amin said her severe morning sickness and debilitating conditions as she prepares for a third child have left her unable to proceed with the obligations as plaintiff and requires her to focus on her health and family. She wants to dismiss the case in San Francisco federal court without prejudice, which would let her sue again when she feels better. And I think that's the most appropriate thing. When she recovers from the pregnancy, sue the hell out of Subway once again. In the May 4th filing, Subway and Amin excuse flunked the straight face test, and her lawyers likely realized they would not simply pay the windfall settlement that they hoped to get by constructing a high-profile shakedown. Subway also said the media frenzy from the lawsuit caused severe harm. Media frenzy? Who else covered this story but us? I can't recall anybody covering the story but our big dumb mouth. Also,
I don't think the people who are buying tuna sandwiches from Subway are that discriminating about the quality of the quote-unquote meat on their sandwich.
They don't even care if it's tuna. They just want you to call it tuna. Just tell them it's tuna. It could be cat meat. They don't care. Well, Subway said the media frenzy from the lawsuit caused severe harm and faulted Amen's ever-changing theories to debunk its claim that its tuna sandwiches, salads, and wraps contained 100% tuna. The chain wants Amen's proposed class action lawsuit dismissed and her 7 lawyers to pay at least $618,000 of its legal bills. Holy crap. But these lawyers are really regretting this now.
She has 7 lawyers on just her team?
Yeah, she's got a team. She has more lawyers than OJ did to get this job done.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Lamb, one of the plaintiff's lawyers, declined to comment and said court protocol requires that Amen's filings solely articulate our position. I'm not sure what that means.
He means he's not going to go into detail and says basically like they can only talk about the way the case has been filed.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Read about because someone probably reached out and said, "Hey, what do you think about her now wanting to back out of this case?" And he's like, "I'm just going to tell you what's on the legal documents."
Yeah, yeah, you can read the legal documents.
Read about it.
She accused
Ron Perlman's been doing it.
That's all he does all day long.
On his TikTok.
Oh, he does.
Just reading through the Subway tuna case.
She accused Subway of using other fish species, chicken, pork, and cattle in its tuna product, or no tuna at all. Wow, that's quite a claim. Last July, U.S. District Judge John Tiger of San Francisco let Amen's case continue.
The judge is a tiger? Judge
it's Tiger? Tigar.
But you know he pronounces it as tiger.
Yeah, he does. Tigar.
Yeah.
He let the case continue, but rejected her claims that reasonable consumers would expect only tuna and nothing else, calling it a fact of life that ingredients such as mayonnaise were okay.
Whoa, that's a bit specious.
Yeah, it is.
If someone says this is a tuna sandwich, this is a chicken sandwich, I assume they're describing the primary meat content. I don't care what else is on there. If there's a tomato on my chicken sandwich, it's not going to ruin my day.
It might ruin my day. I don't like tomatoes on my sandwiches, and I sure as hell do not like mayonnaise on any sandwich I ever eat.
What about pickles? What about just pickles?
Fuck pickles. I don't want them anywhere near my shit. I don't eat condiments. I don't want that. And for this judge to be so...
You want dry bread, chicken, dry bread.
That's it. Pretty much. Maybe some cheese, maybe a little lettuce for some texture, maybe grilled onions. Maybe.
Very specific to grilled onions.
That's it. That's all I need. That's all I want. And for this judge to assume that someone like me would just have the assumption that if I ordered chicken, that it would automatically be mixed with other things is bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think this judge has ever eaten a sandwich.
He needs to be disbarred.
He needs to go to jail.
Yeah, he needs to go to jail. He needs to go to jail.
You're going to sandwich jail. Your job is to sit there and make those sandwiches that they sell at the airport.
You're going to Subway's private jail, which you know they probably have for employees.
It's in the basement.
Well,
you get down there and you slice that meat.
The case.
These things don't come pre-sliced.
The case, Amen versus Subway Restaurants, Inc. The U.S. District Court, Northern District Court. Okay, this is just a filing. Okay. I guess we should probably take up the case in her honor.
Oh, you want to pick up the slack?
Yeah.
I think we should countersue her for dropping the case.
No shit.
We're getting content. We're the media frenzy.
Tough it out. There's plenty of people out there that probably have litigation and laws, and there's lawyers out there probably dealing with this that are currently pregnant. Do it.
Look at your child. This case has been going on so long. She's been pregnant, had a kid, got pregnant again, got the second kid on the way.
Yeah.
Your child.
Force feeding your kids Subway.
Eat this tuna.
It's not tuna, Mom.
Judge says it is. Deal with it.
Well, this is quite a turn of events. Quite a turn. And You know, they filed for a motion to dismiss. Maybe they won't let her dismiss the case. Maybe they'll force her to go through with it, but we'll find out. I want some more.
They're gonna force her to go through with the trial. No,
you're going to continue the lawsuit until
you continue the lawsuit.
See it through.
Care how many kids you have or how much tuna you have to eat.
Yeah. All right. Let's next story. Here we go.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I'm just wondering, do you think Subway caters those the trial?
That might be construed as like paying off the judge if they slide him like a foot long, like after every session. It's like, here, take this home. Don't tell anybody where you got this.
No mayo on this one.
Just the way you like it. Even though you assume that there's mayo in there.
You might assume there's mayo on here, but there's not.
There's just not mayo. Don't worry about it. We're looking after you at Subway.
Subway's got your back.
Judge is making a lot of assumptions about fast food.
You never know what's on there. It could be pizza.
It could be anything.
Could be dirt. Jesus.
Oh, man.
All right. What the hell are we starting with here? It's just a bunch of goofball stuff in here. Oh, let's start with this one. Let's stay slightly food related, and we'll go weird from there.
Okay.
And this one gets weird by the time you get to the sixth word.
Okay, well, we'll find out. Let's see here. Yep. Oh, yeah, right there. Suspicious Chef Boyardee can on wheels leads Chicago cops to shut down street.
That's a funny headline.
There's an actual suspicious Chef Boyardee can on wheels leads Chicago cops to shut down street. And here's a picture of this thing. It's exactly what the headline suggests.
It's a can on wheels.
It's a can, and it looks to be on skateboard wheels. Those could be slime ball wheels, I'm not sure, but they definitely look like skateboard wheels. It's pretty intense what we're looking at right there. Be honest with you. I don't know what to make of this, but it's pretty crazy.
Look at that guy.
Chicago Street was shut down on Tuesday after cops spotted a suspicious package that turned out to be an educational and tasty school project. Yay! Is this like a new version of Pinewood Derby? Instead of
that's kind of what they're getting at here, yeah.
No, really? I just guessed, and that's what they're doing. Okay. Fox News says the package that spooked police officers turned out to be an odd contraption, a can of Chef Boyardee ravioli, and a thin green wire taped to a set of wheels.
Okay.
And it looks like it was laying down. I don't know if was this can of Chef Boyardee actually laying down like lines in the road.
No, it just happens to be on the lane marker.
I wonder if this is a new line marker.
Oh, you think the city was deploying this?
Yes, the city deployed this to fix the streets.
We can't afford to have the guys in the big trucks, so we're going to give Charlie an empty can. He can put paint in it and roll it down the street.
It's the best we could do.
Sorry, man, budget cuts.
This is our drone. Investigators briefly shut down both State Street and Chicago Transit Authority's Red Line train, which ran underground. They just shut everything down.
I like how the underground was shut down, too. Shut down the subway. That ravioli could leak down there.
A spokesperson for DePaul University, which is located in Chicago, told the news outlet that a design student was responsible for the can on wheels that served as a prototype of a vehicle created for a class assignment.
Okay.
What kind of class assignment is this bullshit?
This is Meals on Wheels 101.
Okay. Well, I have related food news, if you can believe it.
Is it about Chicago or ravioli?
It's about neither.
Oh.
It's about neither. This is a bit weird, if you can believe it, but I'll bring this up on screen. Here we go. Michelin star chef to add semen to the menu at popular restaurant.
That's good news.
Okay. Well, he's a Michelin star chef. He's got to know what he's doing. So let's hear him out. A Michelin star chef is looking to add fish semen to the menu at his popular restaurant. Spanish celebrity chef.
Wait. Is his restaurant called Subway?
No, it's not called Subway. Come on.
Well, he said it's fish semen.
Well, anything can be mixed with that semen.
You don't know what's on that sandwich. It could be just nothing but fish semen. That's how I get mine.
Well, a Spanish celebrity chef was invited to try the dish called the shiriko by a Japanese chef, Hiro Sato. It comes from a puffer fish, but also octopus, monkfish, and even cod. So it's not even pure semen from one fish. They're like, are they compiling all this semen from every fish in the ocean, like Subway sandwich?
That's what goes on the Subway sandwich.
In Japanese cuisine, the dish is considered a delicacy. Can you believe that? I know some people eat fish eggs and weird mussels and stuff like that, but I'm not going to eat this stuff.
Makes you want to throw up.
The semen is extracted by separating the sperm sacs in the male fish and can vary in color from white to a pinkish tone. Oh. After recently trying the dish in Japan, someone said, grilled puffer fish semen, indescribable. It blew my mind enormously. That's what one guy...
How does he know that's what he was eating? They could have been like, here, eat this.
I like to eat.
Yeah, send Alex over there.
He'll eat anything.
He's eating a Reuben sandwich during the break.
Sprinkle a little fish semen on it.
Reuben sandwich?
He was eating a Reuben sandwich during the break.
How much stuff does he eat during the break?
How long is that break, too?
It takes a while to eat a whole Reuben sandwich. That's
a Reuben sandwich during the break.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
During the break. Yeah. I eat a lot of, chicken fried steaks and all the rest of it.
Okay. Well, the celebrity chef is now reportedly considering adding the Japanese delicacy to his menu at a plush Diver XO restaurant in Madrid. So there you go. Our listeners in Spain, go check this out. Get some fish semen. Apparently, it's great. One fan commented, "It's warm from the gill and a mouthful." I don't know what that means. This must be translation difficulty. It says, it was difficult for me, but it had a very memorable texture. There you go.
Ew.
Okay.
They could have been just eating mayo for all they know.
We don't know. We have no idea. We'll
it's
move
like all
on.
the weird stuff when they go to Flavor 10. They don't know what they're actually eating.
Yeah, let's move on. Sorry, people.
I don't think so, buddy.
Speaking of food stuff, and I completely forgot. I was going to bring this one up early. So I found a article today just talking about yesterday or whenever it was. I'm just going to put this one up. See if I can do this. Copy, image, paste, image. So this one, there is no news story. I just want to bring this up.
Okay.
So bring this up full screen for me. Doritos announced some new version of, the Doritos whatever bullshit. But it was, one side was some sort of pickle flavor, and the other side was some sort of ranch flavor. And I said, hey, we need this to be Night Pickle and Skinwalker Ranch.
I see what you're saying right there, yeah.
And credit to Adrenocidal in Discord for doing that. So we photoshopped this. So here's our official OBDM chips of mix of Night Pickle and Skinwalker Ranch flavor.
Yay! They really got to make this now. Good Photoshop, Josh. Like this is all you need to sell a chip is good product design. It doesn't matter really what it tastes like. It's got something.
Tastes like fish semen, apparently.
Yeah, it looks good though. I would try that. A Night Pickle with Skinwalker Ranch. That's perfect.
So in the chat, apparently GBrady93 is adrenocidal, so you guys can do the math on that one, I guess.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, thank you for doing that.
Yeah, but that was nicely done.
I will save this, and this will go on the Instagram.
Oh, here, there's a higher quality version in the news channel on the.
Okay.
Well,
cool.
I don't know how well it shows up there. I don't know as far as the actual quality one through Discord.
I'll find it. Okay.
Yeah, it's in the news channel, or it's also in the. I think I threw it in memes in Discord where it started
cool.
this morning.
I'll grab it and post it tonight.
Anyway,
I'm laying in bed thinking of Corey Feldman.
When I'm done thinking of Corey Feldman, think about some pickle flavored chips.
The guy kisses so good. You know he does. You know that guy kisses good.
All right.
You're a great kisser.
Weird.
All right. I got to transition you over there. There we go.
Okay.
I think I'm a good kisser.
All right, so this story is weird, and there is video footage of this. And we've had some recent stories similar to this with just strange fights breaking out. So here's a whole bunch of people getting involved.
Oh, good. I like fights.
And again, video of it.
Oh, video. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'll read the headline for everyone out there. Let's see. Abbotsford police police look to identify suspects who damaged local property. Okay. Well,
I don't know. We finished. You got to finish the headline.
That's all it says up there. Oh, seek to identify suspects who damaged local property with axe and swords. Holy crap. Okay. I'm on board. I like people who use weird stuff. Here we go. Now, what we're looking at here is
I think
a
it's
loading
just
screen.
security camera footage. So.
Yeah, we're looking at
Caught on surveillance video, 3 cars approaching a house and attackers smashing windshields, jumping on the hood of a car and vandalizing the residence. One person is seen using an axe to break down the front door. An attack that took place on April 29th. The Abbotsford Police Department releasing this footage to help identify the people in it. And now the aftermath of the attack can still be seen here at the Abbotsford home. Sarbjeet Singh, the owner of the house, tells our sister station Omni News that he's still very shocked this happened. He says in the 22 years he's lived at this house with his family, nothing like this has happened before.
The weapons that were used were baseball bats, axes, swords, shovels, and all sorts of different things.
Sergeant Paul Walker from the Abbotsford Police Department says he wants the public to help identify the attackers in the video.
That sword is like plus 5 versus cars.
Completely
that guy's just hitting the bush on the front porch.
Fuck
the bush.
And to see young men, appears young men in their 20s, having this type of violence in our community. It's
How do you know? Maybe he's a 30-year-old with good skin.
We want to hold these people accountable. We want to have some justice.
Singh says by the time they called the police, the attackers had already fled.
Oh.
He says he has suspicion that the attack may be related to tenants from Calgary who rented his basement suite back in February. And he is pleading for anyone who may recognize the individuals in the video to come forward to the police.
We're trying to determine why this occurred. There's many people that live in this residence. We are sorting through the motive behind this. We want the community to watch the video. We know there's people that can identify some of these individuals. We want them to call us and be part of holding these people accountable.
In Vancouver, Angela Bauer, City News.
Push this dick!
So at the beginning of the video, like 4 cars roll up, and it's like a clown car procession of people piling out, and they all have swords.
Yeah, it's really weird. There's probably at least 10 people there with axes, swords, baseball bats. We don't know if any of the swords were magical. They didn't say that on there.
Any additional characteristics on that sword?
It could have been plus 5 versus cards. Definitely the axe was plus 2 versus doors.
Yeah, the guy had the plus 3 versus decorative shrubbery.
Yes.
on his bat.
You know, they could have been mystically bestowed items, and they were just using them as intended. But it looked like 10 guys. 10 guys jumped out and did that. I'm assuming guys, but that's
2023, Mike. You can't be too sure.
Typically, what guys do. Guys do stuff like that. Yeah.
Do you have a penis?
And a sword.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hopefully they bring those fellas to justice. They need to go to jail.
They still think I'm a woman.
All right, what do we got here? So we got a family suing McDonald's over a chicken nugget. We have let's go with this one. We have a storm that was so powerful, so damaging that it destroyed this woman's dessert.
Really? Destroyed her dessert?
Mm-hmm. Ruined it.
I'd like to know more. It sounds like some pretty critical information. Tornadic storm in Clay County rips off coconut cream pie.
Oh, really?
Rips the top off.
Rips the top off. Holy crap.
Man, I got mixed emotions about this one.
Leaving the entire pie interior exposed? Well, this is what they're writing about on ksnt.com.
Top news. Opening story tonight.
Severe storms that moved through northeast Kansas this week caused minimal damage across the area. But one damage report was the first for our local entrepreneur. Clay County, Kansas Emergency Management said assessors with the National Weather Service determined a tornado likely touched down in northeast Oak Hill on Tuesday morning. The office received damage reports from all across the county, ranging from limbs down and washed out county roads. But one of Clay Center's local bakers filed a report. The emergency manager said brought a tear to her eye. Nancy Kimborough is well known in Clay Center for her baking, especially her pies. For years, she and her family ran Maury's Family Restaurant. Sounds like a dive.
Serve exclusively tuna sandwiches with mayo.
When they decided to close business late last June, Kimborough started baking her wares at the Clay Center Family Market. Sounds like a black market kind of deal going on. Selling pies underneath the table.
Some gray market pies.
Yeah.
Selling them out the back door.
It's probably not licensed to do that.
You got a license for that pie.
Kimborough said her son was delivering some of her baked goods, probably illegally, to the Clay Center Country Club for its weekly dinner on Tuesday afternoon, just when the storm arrived. She said the wind was so strong it ripped the meringue top off the coconut cream pie and splattered it across the parking lot. Oh, my God.
What the fuck?
I would have called the police, too.
There was no weight to the meringue. It's just air, mostly, so it just took off, she said. Despite the wind damage, the kitchen decided to go ahead and serve the pies to the guests. Wow. They're true heroes. True heroes.
Did she go pick up the meringue and put it back on the pie and then serve it?
Undetermined. I mean, it's perfectly good meringue. You probably don't want to ruin it and just leave it there for the birds. So, yeah.
Just scoop that back up.
No one saw it. Quote, he was digging.
Nobody saw it.
He was digging the Cool Whip out of the freezer, Kimbo said. He goes, don't worry about it. We'll fix it. So they replaced the meringue with standard Cool Whip?
Cool Whip.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, it's not the pie I ordered.
This is not what we paid for.
Yeah, he needs to go to jail.
Someone's going down for this. Kimbo isn't sure whether diners knew about the last-second pie repair, but said it turned out just fine. Her strawberry rhubarb...
Last-second pie repair.
Did she write all this to the Emergency Management Center in Kansas when they're dealing with a tornado?
Man, we got a tornado going on. My pie!
It's fine, though. We fixed it with Cool Whip. So don't...
I'm trying to hide the pie hole.
It's I think it's funny. I really do. It's just something that is kind of comical. It'll probably never happen again, she said. She said she was happy to let her son, Caleb, who enjoys storm chasing, make deliveries in inclement weather. So she sends her son out when it's dangerous because this guy
go outside. You take this pie.
He's kind of some kind of sick freak thrill junkie who gets off on delivering pies in storms. This kid loves it. He's in
go ahead.
He does. He loves it.
The way it's phrased, though, she said she's happy to let her son Caleb, who also enjoys storm chasing. So clearly he enjoys something else. I'm guessing he also enjoys pie chasing.
Probably.
Or like meringue chasing. He's an expert. He's the county's fastest meringue chaser.
What I'm picking up on here, this kid, Caleb, is putting the pies in danger when it's not warranted. He's probably chasing storms and delivering pies all day long.
Oh, at the same time?
At the same time.
Sorry, ma'am, your pie's got a little storm damaged.
This is bullshit.
This looks like a bite.
And she goes on to say, my husband, he passed away a few years ago, but he was a storm chaser. Did he die in a storm?
Yeah, did a storm get him? Was this the same storm? Did the tornado come back for the family?
Storm 2, the revenge.
Yeah, I was going to say Tornado 2. This time it's personal.
But he was a storm chaser, and so the boys grew up that way. When there was a tornado, they were gone. Dragging your kids out chasing storms, terrified.
Y'all kids get in the truck. I'm getting the pie. We're going.
When there was a tornado, they were gone. They're not afraid of it at all. I gladly let him make the delivery for me, she said. Basically, you're letting your son put himself in harm's way and potentially die. It sounds like you don't like your son that much.
Yes. There's going to be a story next year where she's like, yeah, and her kids are dead too, but she's still making pies.
Fuck them.
All right. Well, I'm glad the pie got repaired.
But that was like a shitty patch job. That's not meringue.
It's Cool Whip. It's not what you pay for. You didn't pay for Cool Whip. You just kind of just give him extra pie. You probably got pies everywhere laying around. Can't give him a new one? It's bullshit.
Not a storm fresh pie.
Well, we should file a lawsuit against her.
Tell this lady in San Francisco to go after her.
Yeah, go after her. She's admitting to trying to pass off meringue when it's really just Cool Whip. There's an obviously clear-cut instance of fraud here. Food fraud.
I do like the mental image of her delivering these pies, and meringue goes whipping off into the parking lot. She quickly looks around to see if anybody saw it and goes and scoops
just pick it up. Yeah, why not?
Put that back on the pie.
A little gravel, a little dirt. It's fine. All right, next story.
You're fucking being investigated!
Wow, that was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
You want to stay with? You want to stay in Kansas with another Kansas story?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Here's a follow-up Kansas story because it's just apparently a bunch of interesting stuff happening there.
We don't talk about Kansas enough.
Mm-mm.
And just trying to load. And it's trying to load. It's thinking about it. It's thinking about load.
Uh-oh.
And what do you think the artwork for this episode should be? Should it be King Charles eating a pie that is clearly Cool Whip? Or should it be King Charles with an axe destroying somebody's car?
I'm kind of liking the image of the pie meringue blowing off.
Okay, we'll see if I'll see if the
with
AI
King Charles chasing after.
Yeah, King Charles making pies during a tornado.
During a tornado in the background.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. We'll see if AI can do that. But here's the headline here: "Don't fish with a gun in Kansas," game warden says.
That's a huge piece of news.
That's interesting. I thought that would be kind of like normal practice. Some people, I know, they fish with like explosives or electricity. Like that, to me, that's like inhumane. That's like, it's kind of creepy too. But fish with a gun, I thought, kind of typical. But okay. Someone allegedly decided to use a 9mm gun to catch a fish in garden. Is it? How do you don't catch a fish with a 9?
Yeah, I don't think they're catching the fish with the bullet.
You're shooting a fish and it's dead, and then you pick the fish up. You're not catching a fish. This is bullshit.
That wasn't a 9mm.
No, it wasn't. That was a 12 gauge.
That's a shotgun.
Well, they said they used 9mm to catch a fish in Garden City on Tuesday, but they got caught by the game wardens. Yeah, they certainly did.
Right, because of the sound.
Yeah. Because he didn't get that fish in the first hit. There was a multiple rounds being fired there.
He's over there unloading.
Yeah.
Magazine after magazine after magazine.
Yeah, he's unloading everything he's got right there. There we go. So Kansas Wildlife and Parks game warden in Findlay County did not say where it happened or if the person was a man or woman. But they did say they seized the gun and ticketed the person for allegedly using All right, caught the fish. The fish is caught.
How many did you get? One.
Yeah, half. At this point.
Just bits and pieces. That's where Subway gets their tuna.
They did not say if it was a man or woman, but they said they seized the guns and ticketed the person for allegedly using illegal means to take fish and for not having a fishing license. And there you go. That's the most important one.
That's what they got him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to go to jail.
Remember we did that story about was it the Ohio wild man who was like accosting people about their fishing license?
Yeah. I think that's pretty common. They really want you to have that goddamn fishing license.
They really don't care the fact the guy was just going through magazine after magazine of his ammunition at this fish. It was that he didn't have a license.
Yeah. To the people in chat, I hear you. This stream is glitchy. I will upload the entire thing to Odyssey and YouTube. So look for it there. I'll upload it tomorrow morning.
Yeah, Twitch has been having some issues.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, I don't control that.
We have a very firm and a good stream over here. We have good connections. So something's going on with Twitch. And it's possible they found out about us and they don't like us. They don't like fish stories.
A lot of fish violence.
And in a Facebook post, the warden said it is illegal to use firearms to catch fish. They said non-sport fish may only be taken with fishing poles and line, trot lines, set lines, gig, crossbow, or bow and arrow with a line attached. So there you go.
What if he attached the line to his bullets?
There you go.
Yes.
So if he's sitting there on the shore tying a fishing line to each one of his rounds before he fires, seems to me you could say it's a small crossbow.
What about a harpoon gun? Can I bring my harpoon gun to hunt sunfish? Sure, yeah.
I would like Subway tuna caught only with pistols.
I prefer if my fish were killed with a shotgun.
You were asking about a harpoon gun. They do allow gigs, which is basically the same thing. That's just a hooked barb. So why not?
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So I think you're legit, Mike, to sit out there with a harpoon gun and go fishing.
Okay. Well, I don't have a harpoon gun currently, so if anybody has one and wants to send me one,
wants to lend it to Mike,
lend me your harpoon gun so I can go fishing. Well, this guy's going to jail for a long time. There's no doubt about that.
That's right. He's number one on the FBI's most wanted.
It says not only is using a gun to fish illegal in Kansas, it can also be dangerous. So there you go. Remember that, people. All right.
It says on here, shooting in a body of water can be dangerous because bullets can ricochet off the surface of the water.
It's bullshit.
I mean, I guess potentially if you get the right angle, but that's a pretty shallow angle to do that.
I've never seen that in any movie I watched. Although, like, I see in the movies I watch, when you're running from people, you jump into the water and bullets will just like zip right past you, and you hide out underneath the water for at least 30 seconds until the people go away.
That is a legitimate thing. There's a huge amount of energy transfer as live rounds enter the surface of the water. They lose a huge amount of energy, and they also lose trajectory almost immediately.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Let's fucking hook that shit, and we'll be on the fucking news, man.
Yeah, you got a great GIF up there of a guy holding a fish that that turns into a machine gun.
Jay, we could get some big money for that if it's a fucking fish, buddy. Come on.
Yeah.
Holy shit, look at this fucking thing.
That's what came up first when it said when I said fish gun.
Is that it? That's awesome.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man.
You think it was Jay and his buddy were out in Kansas?
Oh, they're fed up with fishing at this point. They just grabbed the closest gun they got and said, we're doing this. They're duping us. These baby fucking whales are duping us. They're not taking us down again.
Baby.
What the fuck is that?
All right, next story if you got one.
Got him. All right, let's stay with the oddball news. This one's from Alabama.
Alabama.
So here's a guy who gets pulled over, but he's riding something weird.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Man pulled over on JetSki in was it Dauphine?
I'm not looking at it.
Is it Dolphin? Please say it's street legal.
Daphne.
Oh, it's Daphne. Please say it's street legal. Okay.
I'm upset by this.
Yeah, it's just upsetting because there's a picture of the guy on a jet ski on the road. They blanked out his face for some reason. This is a proud moment. Why would you blank out this guy's face? He's doing what everyone wants to do. And Daphne, in Alabama, police officers pulled over a man driving a jet ski down Highway 98 Friday, according to a Facebook post from the Daphne Police Department. The post said officers received multiple 911 calls about a guy driving a jet ski on 98. Officers said the jet ski was tagged and street legal. The man was from out of state, of course.
Probably from Kansas after done fishing.
Officers said that they sent him on his way with a warning and instructions to get a helmet. What was the warning for? Was it a warning for the helmet? Does this thing have a windshield? It doesn't have a windshield. Maybe that's it.
He was only carrying one gun. It's Alabama after.
Oh, okay. A picture attached of the post shows a man sitting on a bright yellow jet ski with pink stripes. The Daphne police vehicle is seen behind the man with the lights on. Yeah, I see that. You described it in the picture. Exactly.
They're describing the picture.
Okay. I'd like to see this thing drive. Like, how is it driving? Like, where are the wheels?
So, yeah, let me get you. Here's a video of a similar thing. This apparently is a known thing.
Okay.
Go. Here's a YouTuber video for you.
A YouTuber is converting jet skis into basically motorbikes.
Kind of other way around, but yeah, here's footage of it.
Okay, there it is. It looks kind of goofy. Yeah, I'd call the cops on that guy too. Get that guy off the street.
Yeah, he needs to go to jail.
I want to hear what this thing sounds like. Here it is. Here's the sound for this.
Yo, man, you won't believe this, but we got a jet ski in the ATL going down the highway on the jet ski.
That's pretty cool.
This is funny stuff right here, but man, it's on a motorcycle jet ski, y'all. This is crazy. Only in Atlanta, baby. Only in Atlanta.
All right. Hey, it's this motorcycle conversion. Looks pretty cool. All right. Well,
you've likely seen the video by now. A man on a jet ski riding around the streets of Jacksonville.
Certainly don't see that every day. And today we caught up with that young man who built the vehicle. Okay. And the video's gone viral. Joy's here with answers to a lot of questions that you have been posing about this. Joy, it is an amazing
It really is. So Tarek married Trey Yarborough. He works in a fabrication shop. He's got quite the talent, as you can see. So he's taken steps to make sure this ski scooter is street legal. It's got tail lights. It's got a license plate. But that information just scratches the surface of the questions we just had to ask him.
All right, I'm done with this guy. These guys are nuisances.
Damn roving jet ski mobs.
Yeah.
There's some argument in the chat. Is it a Sea-Doo? Is it a wave runner? I get it.
Yeah, man, it's a good question.
We're using the generic term, the overarching term of anything like that as a jet ski.
Yeah.
I get it. You're not standing. Blah, 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 blah. All right.
Oh, yep, here we go.
Look at the size of that thing.
So here's another guy gets pulled over and just kind of leaned into this one.
Let's see here. Bring this up on the screen. Man in beer costume arrested for DUI.
That's a funny headline.
Yeah, and what we're looking at is a guy, could be a gay gentleman in a Bud Light costume. We don't know.
Could be.
I mean, we don't know. Okay. I bet he's going to a party. Or he's like one of those guys in the street that wave around signs to, sell advertisements for like businesses. Maybe this guy was like
okay. So he's standing out in front of liquor stores trying to like sell Bud Light, but he's also drinking Bud Light.
Yeah. He's working, technically.
On the clock, buddy.
Franklin County deputy made an interesting traffic stop last week. Is this Franklin? Oh, is this in Kansas again?
Yeah, you're right. Another Kansas story. Wow. 3 Kansas stories.
Wow.
Hilarious.
Franklin County deputy made an interesting traffic stop last week. The sheriff's office was alerted to a possible drunk driver northbound on I-35. Deputies located the car and pulled it over. Well, how do they know it was a possible drunk driver? Like, what was called in? Was it just because they saw a guy dressed in a Bud Light costume?
I think somebody probably assumed this man has drunk so much beer he's turned into a can of Bud Light.
Well, when the driver stepped out for a sobriety test, he was wearing a Bud Light costume. A career in law enforcement is exciting, but you get to experience something new every day. Sometimes you see things you can't believe, said the sheriff's office in the Facebook post. The driver, costume and all, was placed under arrest for drunk driving.
Yeah, he need to go to jail.
Wait, did they arrest the costume? Is that what they said?
The driver, costume and all, were placed under arrest. Well, this guy is certainly, when he gets to the jail, he's going to take it in the can.
How could you have done this?
What'd you do?
Disappointed!
Been waiting for that one.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Twist his dick! We've got full rotation! Turn it!
Would you like that in the can? No, I have that right here.
Right here's fine. What's that from?
European Vacation.
Oh, yeah. It's a sad day.
There is video of that, by the way, of this, not of the, well, it's probably video of the can thing too. There's video of this guy making. Is this video or is this an image? It's just a picture, you bastards.
I normally don't support police brutality, but I would
for this guy.
For this guy, break out the billy clubs and crush that can.
Can was sent to local recycling center.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they should have said was this guy went to jail. His costume was sent to the local recycling center.
Wah, wah. Okay, well, they're cleaning up the streets out there. Wouldn't you think that the sheriff's deputies have a sense of humor about this? Like, okay, I tell you what, we're going to give you a warning. Just take off the costume and call somebody to come pick you up.
I would like to think, though, as maybe that was where they started, but when they asked him to step out of the vehicle, like 6 or 7 empties rolled out. And
I would have if I was the beer can here, I would have refused field sobriety without my lawyer. Like I will take this test only with my lawyer present. That buys you some time to sober up. Maybe drink.
They can force you to, or they can force you to give blood for things like that. So
can they?
Mm-hmm.
They can force you to give blood. You just can't refuse, flat out. Yep. When I got pulled over, I refused to take the breathalyzer. I was like, I ain't doing it.
Now they'll hold you down and take blood. By the way, somebody in the chat who said it just Rise and Fall said this guy was going to a costume party and he was going as a drunk driver.
Oh, well, it worked.
Success.
Yeah. Yay! All right, Gretchen, one more story. Let's do it. One more.
All right, let me give you a couple of headlines here. We've got people complaining about an ice cream stand that opened up near Auschwitz.
It is a bit unsettling.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. The BBC has a new broadcasting studio built on a bicycle in the Netherlands, so Herman can go out there and steal that. We have a hotel manager who's waking guests up by sucking on their toes.
Oh,
perfect headline.
With that one?
Yeah.
Oh, I also had a Jared from Subway story, but we already passed her Subway. All right, so here is the toe sucker. This one's Tennessee, not Kansas. Sorry, but we could say it was Kansas.
Yeah, it's close enough. Hilton hotel manager arrested for waking guests up by sucking their toes.
Oh, really?
Well, but what if this is what they called for? Hey, you can call the front desk, wake me up at 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. or whatever time. You can get a wake up call. This is what he does to wake people up. A lot of times phones just ring and ring and ring, and they sleep through that phone call.
Oh, so he offers a personal service.
Personal touch. I'm talking about bedside decor. This is what you do. Bedside manner. This guy has it. A Hilton hotel manager was arrested and charged Friday for entering guest rooms and sucking on customers' toes. Okay.
suck my titties.
David Neal, 52, was charged with aggravated burglary and assault for entering a male guest room and sucking on his toes. How is it? Aggravated burglary. I guess he's a hotel manager. He assumes that all those rooms are his and he can go probably anywhere he wants. But maybe legally, once you rent that room, it's technically yours, right?
No, it's a tenancy law, so it's
bullshit.
As the owner of the proprietor, he would still have the right to enter this.
He has a right to suck the toes, not the manager. Right. Okay. He overstepped his authority, sounds like. Well, Nashville police were dispatched shortly after 5 a.m. See, look at that. Wake-up call, 5 a.m. This was part of a wake-up call.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm telling you, this guy who got his toes sucked, he probably called down to the front office and said, can you wake me up at 5 a.m.? And this guy, David, said, okay, well, he didn't say...
None of you did anything.
He didn't say how he wanted to be woken up, so here we go.
David!
So here's the question. Do you think when the guy checked in the night before, the manager said, would you like a wake-up call? He said, yes. He says, I guarantee I can wake you up.
Take off your shoes first.
Yeah, make sure you go to bed with your shoes off.
Make sure your shoes are off before you get into our beds, and your socks are off too.
Yeah, let a foot hang out. Just do it.
You look really tense. Why don't you go into your room, walk around with your socks off, and make fists with your toes? It's supposed to help relieve tension. Learned that one from Die Hard.
Die Hard, that's right.
Well, Nashville police were dispatched shortly after 5 a.m. To 121 4th Avenue, where the Hilton Hotel resides. A spokesperson for the city police department said, while investigating a complaint, officers discovered that Neal, working as a night manager at the time, made a key card and entered the guest room. Very crafty, David. Very crafty.
No, it was Neal. David was the sucky, not the sucker.
No, it's David Neal. His name, the toe sucker, the guy, David Neal.
I thought David was the victim.
David's the toe sucker.
David!
Oh.
You'd all be dead now if it wasn't my David.
He has to suck your toes or you will die.
You will die. You don't let him in there. Put those toes in his mouth.
A snake bit your toe. You didn't see it, but it happened.
It was a secret snake. Get it.
I got to suck the venom out.
Got to get the poison.
So while investigating a complaint, officers discovered that David Neal, working as a night manager at the time, made a key card and entered the guest room. The guest then woke up to find Neal sucking on his toes, which he immediately confronted. He didn't let that go for a little bit? Did he
like, hey, this isn't, I'm going to complain in a few, you better stop. A couple more minutes of this, I'm going to file.
Like he faked that he was sleeping for like another few minutes? The guest recognized Neal because the day before he came into the room with another employee to fix an issue with the television. There was no issue. There was no broken television.
Oh, you think he's scouting people's feet?
Yeah, he's like, you got to come in here and check out this guy's feet.
Look at this guy's toes.
Take a look at those Nikes. Oh, man. Neal claimed that he entered the room because he smelled smoke and was checking on the victim. Okay, that's a likely excuse. Okay. Well, all right. However, the night manager did not report the issue to security. Furthermore, no resident reported smelling smoke. Well, he probably has a very finely tuned sense of smell.
He's got a nose like a bloodhound.
Yeah. The officers asked...
He gets that because he's got an overdeveloped sinus from all sorts of sucking activity.
When officers asked where the room key was, Neal replied that he threw it away, the spokesperson said. The room key was never recovered. See? No proof, no evidence. Nashville Police Central Precinct detectives led the investigation and issued warrants against Neal. He was arrested at his Lebanon, Tennessee residence. Neal is currently in jail to be released on $20,000 in bond. Okay?
Yeah, he need to go to jail.
Yeah.
Do you think
I'll give you $10,000?
That's enough. Get the toe sucker out.
Yeah, it's good enough for the toe sucker. He's probably pretty popular in jail. He's like, hey,
I would imagine this guy will do a bunch of stuff. This guy does some crazy
No limit
shit.
to what I won't stop. Get those shoes off.
This guy
Time for the toes.
Oh my God. I've never understood that, like being into like the foot fetish or the toe fetish. Never understood it really.
A lot of weird stuff out there. This dude is into all of it.
David Neal, he's just one of them. He's just trying to get the job done. But
just trying to get the job done.
That's it.
I still like the fact that maybe he's checking in. He's just making small talk with the guy checking into the hotel, and he makes a comment about needing a wake up call, but complains that never wakes him up. I'll just sleep through that.
I'm surprised he didn't say like he smelled smoky. He had to go like he wasn't offering like early morning pedicures or something like that. Like something like, I thought you wanted a pedicure, and that's what I was doing. It's really tough to really blow this one off and come up with a good excuse of why your mouth was wrapped around some other gentleman's toe who did not ask for that. It's tough to really come up with a good excuse. I think
maybe the guy did ask for it and is now trying to
maybe he's trying to cover up. He's like, hey, I saw you carrying in Bud Light. I just figured you're kind of into this kind of thing.
I saw you get out of your car in your Bud Light costume.
Yeah, I just figured you're into some toe sucking. My bad.
Just logically.
You can understand. Cops would understand that. Y'all understand that.
Get your Bud Light costume and your Subway tuna sandwich with extra mayo.
Yeah. It's a solid night.
He's down to clown with the toes.
All right, we're getting out of here, people.
Yeah, screw it.
This thing, man. Hopefully Joe will be here on Saturday. We will see. We missed Joe. People missed Joe.
What if he got trapped at the border?
I don't think he's trapped at the border. I think he's back. I think he's back in a big way. He just has a lot of stuff to do. He's got to play catch up,
That's right. He was gone for most of last week.
Yeah. He's back. He's got to play catch up with work and whatnot. So I think he'll be back on Saturday. Oh, man. What a long day. Tell you what, having a migraine, and that's why we didn't do the show on Wednesday. I had a migraine. It completely wipes you out, even the day after. Total energy drain. I'm just like, my headache went away finally at like noon. Hellacious headache. That's the way it goes sometimes.
You know what'll cure that? Toes.
Toe sucking? Maybe.
But you can't do the sucking. You have to have somebody come over and work your toes. So call that David guy.
Old wise tale.
Call him up and say, I got a migraine. You'll hear him just like, I'm on my way.
Well, thank you everyone for hanging out for the live show. I know there were some issues, so I will upload the video to YouTube. You guys can watch it there. It'll be over on Odyssey as well. We're considering doing more stuff on Rumble. We have to come to some sort of consensus on what that will be.
Is Rumble the one that wants exclusive content?
They desire exclusive content, yeah. They like it, but it can live elsewhere. I mean, we'll have to figure that out. I just don't like the Rumble interface. I don't like the way it feels, but I heard it's gotten better. So we will try Rumble at some point in time in the near future. Because maybe Twitch doesn't like us anymore, but I don't think the infrastructure at Rumble is any better for streaming, but we can give it a shot. Cartwright? Oh boy, I'm on my last leg here. All right, everyone. Thank you, Cratchit. Shablagoo, everyone.
Keep watching the skis for those toes.
Charming.
Terminate us immediately. Look at the size of that thing.
Well, if I took you down there, then I'd want to take a shower with you right away. And you'd have your back to basically be in the shower, and then I would come start to massage your boob.
I hate this place.
That's about all. Shablagoo. Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.
We're done!
No.
The show is over!
Let me get your
Get
supplies.
the fuck out of here!
Cleaning supplies.
Her cat was named Vagina.